What up? So look, I typed the memorial right here, right? And I found this article. I don't know. I always thought the memorial was a little weird, right? And up until, shit, I don't know, maybe like 4 years ago, I never missed a memorial in my life, right? So obviously you're commemorating the death of Jesus, right? And they have you make, well you don't make it. I mean, like, if you don't do it at the crib, but they would make like this unleavened bread and then have this specific ass type of wine, which represents Jesus' body and his blood, right? And so the memorial is like the biggest day for the witnesses. That's the biggest day. Attendance be off the motherfucking charts. Niggas be dressed to impress. You feel me? Like, it's a big deal because they don't celebrate nothing, right? No Christmas, no birthdays, Thanksgiving. So this is the one thing that they celebrate. So they make sure that should be popping, right? Okay. I always thought that was weird, where we're passing some shit that represents somebody's body and blood, right? And then if you're anointed, meaning if Jehovah told you that you're going to go to heaven when you die, if you're one of the 144,000, you'll take a little drink from that wine and a little bite of the bread. And that shit's just weird to me. Like, that's fucking weird. You got, I don't know, let's just say it's 200 people in a kingdom hall. And they're all sitting down and it be quiet. And it comes from the right and it goes to the left. You'll get a plate with some bullshit-ass crackers on that bitch. And you gotta pass it. And that represents Jesus' body. And then you'll get a cup with this wine. And that represents Jesus' blood. And you're passing this. And if you have been selected, aka anointed, you're gonna taste each one as they passed. That's fucking weird. Niggas just be doing shit, bro, and then just be like, don't even think twice about it. Like, really think about that shit. That's weird. Jehovah blesses our efforts to observe the memorial. Okay, Luke 22:19. Keep doing this in remembrance of me. And remember, these niggas take this shit for fucking literal. I don't know this song. What the hook gonna be? Whatever the fuck. Okay, so let's just, we're gonna read these first two paragraphs. Maybe like the first one off of each like subheading and then just see what the fuck going on. Okay. Almost 2,000 years ago, Jesus gave his life on our behalf, opening the way for us to gain everlasting life. This is a crazy-ass story. Like, okay, anyway. On the night before he died, Jesus commanded his followers to remember his loving act by means of a simple ceremony involving bread and wine. We obey Jesus' command because we love him very much. Each year during the memorial season, we show our appreciation for what he has done by taking time to meditate prayerfully on the meaning of his death. Who does that? Like, I know they go through the motions of it, but who actually does this? Like, for real, for real. It says, each year, during the memorial season, we show our appreciation for what he has done by taking time to meditate prayerfully on the meaning of his death. Now, if you do this, you are going to feel like you are forever indebted to this person and this organization, right? For what Jesus has done for you. Over 2,000 years ago, he gave his life in our behalf, opening the way for us to gain everlasting life. Meanwhile, none of us had anything to do with none of that shit. It's just a story that we read in a book and put some motherfucking importance behind it. Niggas be so gullible. I feel like humans are so fucking gullible and they can be influenced so easy that, I don't know, it's somebody in charge, whoever the higher ups. So I feel like they just come up with some wild shit and they just be like, let's just see if the humans will buy it. Let's just see if these motherfuckers will go with it. Because it's some crazy ass shit. Anyway, we also gladly increased our share in the ministry, encouraging as many as possible to join us for this special occasion. And of course, we are determined not to allow anything to prevent us from attending the memorial. And they mean that. They really mean that. In this article, we will consider 3 ways in which Jehovah's people have made significant efforts to commemorate Jesus' death by reestablishing the pattern Jesus set, by inviting others to the memorial, and by observing the memorial despite difficult circumstances. Oh, we don't get into that because niggas be going all out. Like, they be, yeah. Just remember this sentence right here. And of course, we are determined not to allow anything to prevent us from attending the memorial when we get down to number 3. Remember that. Okay. Like I said, I'm going to just read the first paragraph under these little subheadings. So, reestablishing the pattern Jesus said. It says, each year at the memorial, we listen to a Bible-based talk. Watch out, nigga. Damn. Each year at the memorial, we listen to a Bible-based talk that gives clear answers to a number of questions. We learn why mankind needs a ransom and how the death of one man can atone for the sins of many. We are reminded of what the bread and wine represent and who should partake of them. Man, that's weird. That's fucking weird. You know, let's just read this shit. Also, he took a loaf, gave thanks, broke it, and gave it to them, saying, this means my body, which is to be given in your behalf. Keep doing this in remembrance of me. Also, he did the same with the cup after they had the evening meal, saying, this cup means a new covenant by virtue of my blood, which is to be poured out in your behalf. And they will eat bread and drink the wine, saying that represents Jesus' body and blood. That's like some, that's crazy, bro. That gotta be some type of witchcraft, no cap. I was right here. We meditate on the blessings that are in store for those who cherish the earthly hope. Okay, just half of this paragraph. It's gonna get you into the mind frame and the thinking that you're in debt, that you owe something back to this. right? Because it says we're going to learn of the ransom and what he did to atone for our sins. Like, nigga, I ain't sin. Like, I was just born into this shit, right? And so they're going to have you feeling some type of way to where you feel that you owe this. We should not take these truths for granted. And then they make little statements like that. Like, we should not take these truths for granted. Like, they just put that in there. So it's in there. These truths for granted. So you're, oh, it's truth. Okay. Right? They could say we don't take these statements for granted, but they specifically put truths in there. Billions of people do not understand them, and they do not appreciate just how valuable Jesus' sacrifice is. They also do not observe the memorial of his death, according to the pattern established. Why is that? Oh my God. Fuck. Let's just read it, because they're talking about some twisted things and shit. I don't know what the fuck. Soon after most of Jesus' apostles died, imitation Christians worked their way into the congregation. They spoke twisted things to draw away the disciples after themselves. One of the twisted things that the imitation Christians eventually began teaching was that Jesus did not offer his body once for all time to bear the sins of many, as the Bible says, but that his sacrifice must be repeated over and over again. Today, many sincere people believe this false teaching. They gather together in churches regularly, sometimes daily, to observe what has come to be called the sacrifice of the Mass. Other religious organizations observe the death of Jesus less often, but most of their members have only a vague notion about what Jesus' sacrifice has accomplished. Oh, but the Jehovah's Witnesses know everything, right? Fuck. Some may wonder, does Jesus' death really mean that my sins can be forgiven? Why do they ask that question? See, they got you already, like, bro, my sins can be forgiven. Nigga, I'm just trying to survive. I'm just trying to survive. I don't want to have to sacrifice. I don't want to have to worship. I'm not trying, like, bro, fuck out of here, dog. In some cases, they have been influenced by those who doubt that Jesus' sacrifice makes possible the forgiveness of sins. How have Jesus' true followers dealt with that issue? Here we go. In the late 19th century, a group of Bible students led by Charles Taze Russell, we should do a deep dive on this nigga, for real. We should do a deep dive on him and dig some shit up. In the meetings and shit, they don't really talk about him much, right? Like, they throw his name in a little article right here, but they don't really, they don't even give you, like, a history of him. And if they did, it's probably screwed up anyway. Man, I'm talking a lot. Fuck, okay. They wanted to know the truth about the value of Jesus' sacrifice and how his death should be commemorated. By 1872, they had reached a Bible-based conclusion that Jesus did indeed provide a ransom for all mankind. They did not keep their findings to themselves. Rather, they spread the word by means of books, newspapers, and magazines. That ain't what happened. And early on, in imitation of first-century Christians, they began meeting just once a year to observe the memorial. Oh my God. What's this nigga's history, though? Alright, today we benefit from the research of those sincere Christian men. Like, I don't know, that just has, like, a weird undertone to it. With Jehovah's blessings, our eyes have been opened to the truth about Jesus' sacrifice and what it accomplishes. I don't even like the way they put that sentence. With Jehovah's blessing, our eyes have been opened to the truth about Jesus' sacrifice and what it accomplishes. If that's the truth, why your eyes gotta be open to it? Wouldn't that just be natural? Like, wouldn't you just naturally know that? There's a lot of bullshit out here. We have also learned that the Bible holds out two hopes for humans who please God. Immortal life in heaven for some, and everlasting earth for millions of others. Come on, dog. We draw closer to Jehovah as we consider how much he loves us and how much we personally benefit from Jesus' sacrifice. So like our faithful brothers of the past, we invite others to join us in observing the memorial according to the pattern Jesus set. Oh, man. And then when it's memorial season, they be having campaigns is what they call it. Campaigns. So they print out a shitload of these invitations. And low-key, they don't even really be knocking on the doors. They just trying to get them invitations out. So you might hit the street for field service, and you just fold them motherfuckers up and just slide them in the door. All through the neighborhood. Let's just talk about inviting motherfuckers. Oh, here we go. We talked about them challenges, right? That was what they said on number 3. Okay, so look, I say remember this sentence when we get to 3. Where the fuck? I said remember this. By observing the memorial despite difficult circumstances. Okay? So let's get down to that shit. Look, these niggas is in, where are they at, bro? They like in a basement or some shit. A little kid in there. Oh, nigga. Okay, let's see. Jesus foretold that during the last days we will face all sorts of difficult circumstances. Family opposition, persecution, wars, pestilence, and much more. At times, these conditions make it difficult for us to commemorate Jesus' death. What have our brothers and sisters done to overcome such challenges, and how has Jehovah helped them? And people just accept family opposition, persecution, wars. Like, nigga, relax, bro. Why is everything so dark and gloomy? Like, fuck. Can a nigga just relax? Is that impossible to just chill? Imprisonment. Look, they wildin'. Our brothers who are in prison for their faith, that's some bullshit. Do what they can to commemorate Jesus' death. Consider Artem's example. During the 2020 memorial season, he was confined to a 17 square meter cell that contained up to 5 prisoners at a time. Despite being in prison, he was able to collect some items to use as memorial emblems, and he planned to give the memorial talk for his own benefit. But his cellmates smoked and cursed a lot. Oh, they're just terrible people, right? Niggas in the same position, though. So, niggas in the same position. Fuck, what did he do? He asked them if they could refrain from cursing and smoking for just 1 hour. Okay, like, them niggas just, come on, bro, for one, like, Alright, let me get through this shit. It's about to piss me off. To Artem's surprise, his cellmates agreed not to smoke or swear during the memorial. Artem says, I offered to tell them about the memorial. Although they thought they did not want to hear about the event, after seeing and hearing Autumn observe the memorial, they asked him all about it. Well, it's 5 niggas in a 17 square meter box. You know what I mean? It's not like they could go anywhere. COVID-19. When this pandemic struck, Jehovah's people could not attend the memorial in person, but that did not prevent them from observing the memorial. Congregations with access to the internet held the memorial by video conference. They really did. But what of millions who had no access to the internet? In some countries, arrangements were made to broadcast the talk on television or on the radio. In addition, branches recorded the talk in over 500 languages so that even those in remote areas could observe the memorial, and faithful brothers arranged for the recordings to be delivered to those who needed them. Family opposition. For some, the biggest challenge to observing the memorial is family opposition. Consider the example of a Bible student named Sue. 2021, on the day before the memorial, Sue told her Bible teacher that because of opposition at home, she would not be able to attend the memorial. Her Bible teacher read Luke 22:44. It says, "But he was in such agony that he kept praying more earnestly, and his sweat became as drops of blood falling to the ground." My nigga. Why would there be a reason to pray that hard if God loves you? Anyway, then she explained to her that when we experience difficult times, we should follow Jesus' example by turning to Jehovah in prayer and by putting our complete trust in him. The next day, Sue prepared the emblems and watched a special morning worship program on jw.org. That evening, while alone in her room, she connected to the memorial by phone. Afterwards, Sue wrote to her Bible teacher, "You encouraged me so much yesterday. I did everything I could to attend the memorial, and Jehovah really did the rest. I cannot express how happy I am, or happy and thankful I am. Do you think that Jehovah can help you if you face a similar situation?" Where was the opposition? What are they talking about? The opposition? It says the next day, Sue prepared the emblems and watched the special morning worship. That evening, while alone in her room, she connected to the memorial by phone. Okay, so she was chilling. Anyway, Jehovah greatly appreciates our efforts to commemorate Jesus' death. How would anybody know that? What kind of statement is that? Like, just based off of that statement. Like, this statement alone. Jehovah greatly appreciates our efforts to commemorate Jesus' death. How would anybody know that? How would anybody know that? And if he did, he not answering prayers. It's people that's, man, fuck it, whatever. We can be sure that he will bless us when we show appreciation for what he has done for us. Let us then be determined to attend the memorial this year and do what we can to increase our share in spiritual activities during the memorial season. Fuck no. Done with this shit.